Hey guys, it's me, Crazy Honda Chris at Randy Kill Honda in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Congratulations on your brand new Honda CR-V EXL. In this video, I'll show you guys how to customize all of your vehicle settings so when you drive off the lot, you are set for success. All you have to do is show it off to your friends and family. So, first steps, make sure the vehicle's on and running. The vehicle has to be in park. If we're not in park, it will not allow you to access the vehicle settings. Now, the basic controls you're going to be able to play around with is going to be the little wheel right here on the right-hand side. Scroll up and down and then push in to select items, okay? So pretty nice and easy. Now, we'll focus on the driver's interface screen right over here. We'll scroll down till you see vehicle settings, then push in the wheel. So we're going to have groups. Within those groups, when you select that, you see 2 arrows going in to the menu. Then when you select that, it goes 3 arrows in to setup. So just letting you guys know, so when you navigate through things, when you select items, it's going to back you out. As you see, it goes from setup to menu. Your first instinct is going to hit the back button, and it's like a double back out from that point. So you back out a little too much further. Hopefully that helped you guys to make this a little more user-friendly, okay? Now, the first thing that's going to pop up is going to be a tire pressure monitoring system. So when your tire pressure light is on and you need to reset that after confirming or addressing anything from there, you select tire pressure, calibrate, go to calibrate, and then boom. It's done. Now, we're going to scroll down to the next option. It's going to be driver's assist system setup. This is where you can go to customize all of your Honda sensing features. Do you want all the beeps, none of the beeps, stuff like that, okay? So first one's gonna be your forward collision warning distance. You can change the distance when it's gonna warn you to apply it onto your brakes because you're about to hit an object in front of you, then try to reduce your speed. A lot of people just keep this on normal. I would do the same. Now we're gonna scroll down to the next one. It's your ACC. That's for adaptive cruise control, forward vehicle detection beep. So when you get your adaptive cruise control enabled, it finds a car in range, or when it goes out of range, it's going to beep at you every time when it slows you down and speeds you up. Do you like that, or do you not? So do you want that beep on or off? Road departure mitigation. So you can change the sensitivity on that when it brings you back onto the road, or you can have it off and have it just warn you only. I'm going to keep it on normal. Lane keeping assist, suspense beep. So this is when you're driving down the road, you get your traffic jam assist or lane keep assist on. You grab your lane a little bit. Beep, 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 beep. As it brings you back, that'll be on. Or if you just want to go out your lane a little bit, it's quiet, and then puts you back to the center of the lane. Blind spot information. So when you're driving down the road for city and highway speeds, a car is in your blind spot. You got a little indicator right there on the side mirror. That's going to come up as a bright orange light to let you know someone's there. And then when you have your turning indicator on while someone's in your blind spot, it's going to flash and beep at you. That's the settings on right now. You can have it as a visual only, so no beeps, just flashing to let you know someone's there. Traffic sign recognition. So pretty much this front camera right up here, when you're driving down the road, it's gonna find a speed limit sign and it will display it right up here for you. So that's great when you go out there to new places. You can have this on or off. Which one works for you? I'm going to keep it on. That's great. Because now that on, you have the second setting here. Now for traffic sign recognition for exceeding the speed limit. So when you're speeding, you want it to warn you. I know your gut instinct is to tell you to turn this off, but if you keep it on, you can adjust when it's going to warn you. I'll show you. So let's keep it on. Then we'll go all the way back down. You can set the threshold for that. Do you want it to warn you at speed limit, 3, 5, or 10 above? I won't tell if you don't tell. driver's attention monitoring system. So pretty much you can have this on. You pretty much want the car to tell you whenever you're doing a bad job at driving. It knows the difference. Bad job, bad job at driving or the wind blowing you around. Oh, I got a little button happy there. Let's try that again. So when you're doing a bad job at driving, I'm assuming you probably want the car to do everything in its power to alert you to say, hey, pretty much pull over, take a break, drink some coffee, rest up a little bit, right? All right, now from there, we're gonna go down to the next setting here. Rear sensors setting. So this is gonna be for like your low speed braking control. You like that on or off? I say let's keep those on. Now I can see you going in here to turn those off for your braking sensors and your rear for low speed braking control. Just because you have a hitch back there with a bike or something back there consistently that could block that and make it go off every time. Alrighty, so now that's everything underneath that. Now we're going to go to meter setup. You can change the language, English, French, and Spanish. We'll keep it on English. Now we're going to go down to outside temperature. It shows 90 degrees outside right now, right over here. You can fine tune that bad boy within a 5 degree Fahrenheit if you want, but we'll keep it on the default. Trip A, you can choose when trip A will automatically reset, when you fully refuel, when you turn off the vehicle, or when you decide to do it. My walk around video is going to show you how to do it yourself. So check that video out if you haven't. I'll have the link down below in the description. All right, we had to pause because I had to sneeze. There we go. So trip B is the same thing, okay? Now adjust the alarm volume. This is gonna be like your turn indicators, your buzzers, your warnings. How loud or quiet would you like those to be? Fuel efficiency backlight, it's just a visual coach. So when you're driving down the road, you're being fuel efficient, you'll get a green little bar up there to let you know, good job, you're doing a great job, keep on being fuel efficient. And when you're not, that bar is not going to be there. As you can see right now, we're sitting here, we're consuming gas, we're idle. Rear seat reminder. So let's say the car is on and running now. Someone opens up the back door, they shut it, we drive to get where we're going, we turn off the car, boom, it's going to say, hey, double check your rear seat. It just says rear seat reminder right up there, right? So let's say also if someone opens up the car door, one of the back doors, within 10 minutes before of us starting up the vehicle, right? 9 minutes later, we start up the vehicle, we drive, we get somewhere, it's going to tell you, say, hey, double check the rear seat. Well, let's say 15 minutes, you know, I threw something back there, come back 15 minutes later, start up the vehicle, drive off. It's not going to tell you to check the rear seat. So hopefully that made sense and explained that pretty well from that point. But do you want the rear seat reminder to be on or off? I'm going to keep it on. It's a great way to make sure I don't leave my supplies in the back. Kids, they talk too much. I won't forget them. Speed and distance. Miles per hour to kilometers, we'll keep it on miles. Now that's everything under meter setup. We're gonna go down to the next one, driving position setup. So on the back of your key fob, you have a driver 1 or driver 2. So that's gonna be for your 2-seat memory. You can set up your 2-seat memory to link to your key fob. Yeah, let's keep that on. I like it. So seat position movement on entry and exit. So if I turn off the car, I open up the door, the seat will move back a little bit. If I get into the vehicle, shut the door, turn on the vehicle, the seat will move up a little bit. It just makes it a little easier to get in and out of. If you don't like that, boom, this is the setting, you can turn it off. But if you like it, let's keep it on. That's it right there. That was an easy one. Now we have keyless access setup, door unlock mode. So this is when you have the key fob in your purse, your pocket, your jacket. You walk up to the handle, you put your hand in the handle. Do you want all doors to unlock? Or just the driver's side door. So auto door unlock. Oh, we just did that one. There you go, keyless access light flash. So when you put your hand in the handle, there's going to be a delay before the door's unlocked. You want the lights to flash to let you know, yep, door's unlocked, so you're not yanking on the locked door handle. Now I can see my son, oh, love him to death, Cameron, he is 9 and he doesn't pay attention. I can see him yanking on the locked door handle with his eyes closed. Like, oh, I didn't see it, Dad. You know how kids are, right? So let's help him out. Let's have the car beep at you. Put my hand in the handle, lights flash, car beeps, beep, beep, unlocked. There we go. Don't have any excuses now there, buddy. Remote start. You want to keep this fully available at all times, or do you want to completely disable it? I'm going to keep it available at all times since I live in Iowa. We're going to back out. I'm going to go down to the next one. Lighting setup. Auto high beams. Keep those bad boys on. Yeah, it sounds great. So when I'm driving down the highway, there's no oncoming traffic. Boom, bright. I can see. Oncoming traffic. Your sensors sensing city lights automatically turns it right off for you. You don't have to play around with your brights. Interior light dimming time. So this is when you turn off the vehicle, shut the door. How soon do you want your interior lights to turn off? I'm talking about your dome lights, stuff like that, okay? 30, 15, and 60. Headlight off. Timer. I can see people playing around with this a little bit. For example, let's say if you get home late or made to work late, it's not a well-lit area, you don't pull into the garage, things like that. So this is the timer for the headlights to turn off. As soon as you turn off the vehicle, shut the door, 15 seconds, 30 or 60 seconds, your headlights will turn off. Next one's going to be auto light sensitivity. How soon or how much later would you like your auto headlights to come on between day and nighttime levels? I'll keep it on medium. I really don't have a personal preference or recommendation when it comes to that. Next one's going to be an auto headlight on with a wiper on. So as you can see, your headlights are set to auto. So when I turn on my wipers, my headlights will automatically come on no matter between day or nighttime levels. If it rains, snow, stuff like that. That's kind of nice because, you know, you're supposed to have your headlights on when your wipers are on when it's raining, so it makes it a little easier for people to see you, right? So we'll keep it on. Now that's everything underneath lighting setup. Now we're going to go down to the next one. Door setup. Door lock. Here we go, auto door lock. So this is when you get into the vehicle, you'd like to drive off and show it off to your friends and family. How or when would you like your doors to lock? With speed? When you shift from park, like to drive or reverse? Boom, lock, or have it off and just when you hit that button. Auto door unlock, just the opposite. When do you want your car doors to unlock? When you arrive into your place. So you want all doors to when the driver opens up the door. I love this first option because let's see if I take the kids with me. I got the whole family, the wife's up here, the kids are in the back doing whatever the kids do best, or in a new environment, going to the zoo, who knows what, crazy traffic stuff going on. I can turn off the car, vehicles in park, I can look around, mind my surroundings, make sure they're grabbing what they need, and then the wife opens up the door, or I open up the door because we're like, yeah, we're ready. Boom, all the doors automatically unlock, kids can jump out, do crazy stuff. You know, you've seen them, they're like animals, right? Or you can have it when you shift to park. Kids are fully aware of the situation, they're old enough now, maybe you don't take people with you. Right to park, boom, all the doors unlocked. Or, same scenario, set to park, just when you turn it off, boom, doors unlocked. Okay, you guys get the point. But me, I like number 1. Now the next one's gonna be a walkaway auto lock feature. We'll turn this on, so when I turn off the car, I got the key fob with me. No keys left in the car. I get 10 feet away, 5 feet, whatever you want to call it. Boom, it locks all the doors automatically, okay? Now, if you guys have trouble with the walkaway auto lock feature, just question where you're having the key stored at. Is it in your pocket or with your phone? Or maybe is it in a purse or bag with your phone? Is it being blocked, the key fob? So it will make a funny noise, do-do-do-do-do, beeps at you, whatever, to say, hey, I don't know where the key fob's at. I don't know if I'm locking the key fob in the car or not, you know, because your phone can block that, okay? So keep that in mind. I ran into that a couple times, very few times with some people, okay? Now we got keyless lock answer back. You probably want it to give you a little sound effect to talk back to you when it all locks up. All right, so now we're gonna go down to the next. Keyless remote power window control. So as you guys probably watched my tips and tricks video, I've shared about those hot summer days, how you can roll down the windows by double tapping and holding the unlock button. As you hold it, the longer you hold it, the further down your windows go, right? Well, so many people made the mistake of just double tap and hold for a split second because they just want to, all right, it's unlocked, get out there, Jeffrey, and get your stuff there, bucko, right? And the window is cracked just a wee bit enough to allow bugs in, rain, snow, stuff like that. They come out and it's, you know, a crazy moment. Well, if you're afraid that you're going to do that, you can turn that off. This is that option right there. Lockout prevention, you cannot accidentally lock your keys into the vehicle, so that's kind of nice. Let's keep that on. Then lock presetting. So as you know, with older vehicles, you cannot hit the lock button to lock the doors when someone has a door open, right? So let's say I get out, car's off, it's in park, I get out, shut my door, but over here, Lucy's messing around, has the door open. I can hit lock, preset it, she shuts the door, boom, all the doors automatically lock. Preset lock. Quick and easy. Why wouldn't you have that on? All right, that's everything under that one. Power tailgate setup. Keyless open mode. So when you have your key fob with you, let's say the car door is all unlocked. Well, let's try that again. All right, so keyless access mode is going to be using the button right here on the key fob. Okay, so I can open the power tailgate anytime, locked or unlocked, or do I have to hit unlock first and then hit the power liftgate button? Which one do you want? Wow, I made that hard the first time around, didn't I? Now we got power open. You keep this as a powered tailgate, or you can turn it off. Make it a manual tailgate. Why not keep it powered, man? You're paying extra for a powered tailgate from the EX to the EXL. So yeah, let's do it. All right, so that's everything underneath that. Let's go down to the next. Climate control settings for passenger and driver. Yep, people usually keep this on for the auto climate control. Who doesn't love that? You'll find more information on your owner's manual regarding that. And then we got your maintenance. So maintenance would be a good area to go to reset when you find certain things that you want to reset, like maybe just all items, only A, B, whatever, from there. So I have a video down below in the description. Click that link. It's going to talk about the maintenance codes to help you with your preventive maintenance, like code A, B, 1 through 7. I go in great detail on that. So once again, guys, congratulations on your brand new Honda CR-V. I'll see you guys at your next visit here at Randy Kill Honda, or maybe at the next video, okay? Bye-bye.